Let's stir the pot a little. Most of us grew up with the idea that Western medicine is the ultimate answer. Have a headache? Pop a pill. Have a stomachache? Pop a different pill. Stub your toe? Honestly, probably take another pill for that. Don't get me wrong, Western medicine has its place. If I break my arm, I am not rubbing lavender on it, I am marching straight into the ER. However, when it comes to everyday health, like colds, stress, and headaches, the real stuff that we live with daily, Western medicine unfortunately teaches us to numb our symptoms instead of actually listening to our bodies. And over time, this can be really harmful. So I'm challenging you to think a little bit differently when it comes to your everyday health. This is where herbalism comes in. We are going to talk about how to unlearn the pill first mindset, embrace herbs as real allies, and yes, there is even a recipe included for herbal Tylenol. I'm excited you're here, so let's get into it. Hear me out. Western medicine is amazing for crisis care, but it's not designed for long-term wellness. Think about it. You have a headache, you take Tylenol, boom, pain is gone. But did you ever think about why you had a headache in the first place? Was it dehydration? Do you have tension in your shoulders? Or maybe too much screen time? Your body is not just having a headache to have it. It's waving a big red flag. And Tylenol rips that red flag out and doesn't address any of the underlying condition. Herbalism, on the other hand, flips the script. Instead of muting the systems, it works with your body's systems. They help support balance, restore function, and actually teach your body how to deal with the symptom. That's the whole reframe, from suppressing to supporting. So how do you actually start unlearning the pill first mindset? First, you want to pause before you pop. The next time you reach for Tylenol, pause and ask, what's my body trying to tell me? That moment of awareness is huge. Secondly, track your patterns. Maybe you always get a headache at 3 p.m. Hello, dehydration. Maybe stress is sitting in your shoulders like unpaid rent. When you track, you start seeing root causes. Third, you want to swap when you can. Start small. Tea for tension instead of Tylenol. Peppermint oil for a headache instead of ibuprofen. It's not about throwing your meds in the trash. It's about slowly retraining your brain to see plants as your first line of defense versus pills. And lastly, you want to stay curious. So Western medicine sometimes says, take this and don't ask questions, whereas herbalism says, experiment, listen, and learn. And that's way more empowering if you ask me. Now, let's get nerdy for a second. Why do herbs work so differently than pharmaceuticals? Pharmaceuticals are usually single compounds. They're extracted, isolated, concentrated. That's what makes them so powerful, but also kind of narrow. Herbs are whole plants. They contain dozens, sometimes hundreds of compounds that all work together. An example of this is willow bark. It's the OG inspiration for actual aspirin. But willow bark has not just salicin, which is the actual pain-relieving compound. It also has anti-inflammatory tannins and flavonoids that protect your stomach's lining. Aspirin gives you the pain relief but strips away the protective sidekicks. And that's basically why long-term aspirin use can wreck your gut. That's the main herbal difference, synergy. Think of it as herbs that are bringing the entire entourage and not just the VIP. When we use herbs, we're not just numbing, we're rebuilding. Herbs can tone tissue, balance the nervous system, support the liver, and nourish the heart. They're not just for when you're sick, they're for cultivating resilience so you don't get sick as often. And honestly, herbs reconnect us with our bodies. When you drink ginger tea for cramps and feel the warmth spreading throughout your belly, you are literally learning the language of your body again. Pills mute that conversation, while plants invite you to listen. Here is your recipe for herbal Tylenol. Now, I'm not saying throw out your medicine cabinet at all. I'm saying here's a gentle, effective blend you can try for everyday headaches, minor aches, and period cramps. We are going to do 1 part white willow bark, 1 part meadowsweet, 1 part chamomile, and ½ part ginger. We're going to mix all of these parts together, and then we're going to scoop out 1 to 2 teaspoons of the blend per cup of hot water. Steep covered for 10 to 15 minutes, strain, sip, and let your body thank you. This isn't about instantly knocking you out like a pill, it's about gently easing pain, reducing inflammation, and calming the system. It's medicine and nourishment. I know it can be intimidating to add something new into your daily routine, especially when you're replacing something so easy as popping a pill, but here's how you can make this work day to day. First, you want to keep your herbs visible. If Tylenol is the first thing that you see on your shelf and it's blocking willow bark, guess what you're going to reach for? Tylenol. So make your herbs as easy to reach as possible. Next, you want to start with small swaps. Try to replace one pill with a herbal remedy and track how you feel. And third, notice the difference. Pills can sometimes feel like a hammer, where herbs feel more supportive. Pay attention to that difference. It'll help you build more confidence with your herbal allies. The reason that you're here and you stayed and you watched the whole video is because you want to incorporate more herbs into your life. The more you practice, the more natural it feels to reach for herbs instead of pills. So here are the takeaways. It's not about rejecting Western medicine. It's about knowing that you have other options. I'd say pills tend to numb, whereas plants help you heal. Start small and stay curious. You can dive deeper into your herbal studies here. And if you want to just check out pre-made herbal blends instead of making them, you can head to the Apothecary and I'll leave the link in the description below. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Please let me know if you make it in the comments below. Have a great day and we'll see you next time. Bye!